Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if this is your first time here. So this is going to be the intro for all 12 zodiac signs for the 2020 yearly energy readings. So if you watch it in one video, then you can skip it on the other ones because it'll be exactly the same. But if you have not watched it and this is your first time watching it, please watch until the end of this intro because there's important information here. Basically, in these zodiac sign readings, I will be giving you the 2020 overall energy, like what you can expect this year, some blockages, some things to look forward to, and some advice. And then in the extended video over on my Vimeo channel, I'll be getting more into your specific love life in 2020. And that goes for those of you who are single and those of you who are in a relationship. And I'll also be giving you specific information about your finances and your career. So things that can be blocking your money, ways that you can make more money and things of that sort. And then I'll also be doing a healing message from spirit at the end of that extended video. So because I'm doing all 12 zodiac signs, I know that purchasing the extended videos can start to add up because people watch their sun, their moon, their rising, and their Venus sign. So that can rack up. So basically, I'll be giving you somewhat of a discount. You'll be able to purchase all 12 zodiac sign extended videos for $12.12. So basically, it's like each extended video will be a little bit over $1 if you buy it in bulk. So yeah, you still have the option of buying it separately. Like you can buy your sun, moon, rising, and Venus, separate if you want to, buy each one separately, but if you want to save a bit of money and if you want to be able to watch all 12 extended videos, then you can go ahead and purchase that for $12.12. So I will leave the link to that in the description box down below. So just wanted to give you guys that information. So yeah, we're going to now jump into your 2020 energy readings. I really hope that it is helpful, and let's dive into it. Okay, Scorpio, so we're going to dive into your 2020 energy reading. So the first two cards out are the Courage card and also the Official Person card. So with the Courage card being here, I'm feeling like this year a lot of you are going to have a level of bravery that you haven't experienced in a long time. I'm hearing that for some of you, it's a bravery that you've never really had. Some of you have spent a large portion of your life or all of your life being very, timid, or maybe you just have been very shy, like never wanting to step out on the limb, never wanting to take any big risks or chances. So some of you have just spent your life kind of playing the background, if that makes sense. Like when you go to a party, you're not going to be the one in the center, like being the life of the party. You're the one that's kind of, taking in your environment, scanning the environment, still enjoying yourself, but you've never been like that bold. And I feel like this year, you're becoming far more bold with the Courage card and the Official Person card. And I'm feeling like it's long overdue for a lot of you. This has been like a process that you've been preparing for. It's like there's been things going on in your life over the years that have just kind of pushed you out of your comfort zone, have kind of like shaken things up for you so that you had no choice but to change and evolve and to become a more brave and bold person. And it looks like this year, it's like you've been in training for it, and this year is finally the year that you're going to be using everything, all the training that you have had in terms of courage and being bold. So for some of you, this is like you're finally going to step onto that career path that you've been wanting for a long time, but you never had the courage to do so. And over the past few years, you just experienced things that took a lot of bravery to face. And so now it's like there's this fire in you that you did not have before, and it was directly preparing you to step onto this path for this career. And that's just an example, like take it as it resonates. But I do feel like, yeah, this year is going to be a very bold you. A bold version of you is emerging this year. I'm gonna pull one more. I do see a lot of you, hold on. Okay, I do see a lot of you meeting very important people, people who are high up, like people who have positions of authority or people who have some sort of fame or notoriety, and you're having the courage to kind of work with them, or you're having the courage to network with them. Some of you are going to get an opportunity from someone who's very well known, or someone who has a position to really change your life, like someone who can give you like your big break, and it's going to be offered to you, and you have to be very bold and courageous in order to step into this. this, in order to step into this opportunity. But with the false person card coming up and the gift card, some of you are experiencing or will be experiencing imposter syndrome, where you are good enough and you are talented enough and you have what it takes to step onto this path, but there's this voice inside of you telling you that you're not good enough, that, oh, you know, you've only gotten here because of luck, and things of that sort. And it's going to be a challenge for some of you to overcome that voice, and for you to override that voice that tells you that you're not good enough and it's just by chance that you got this opportunity and you're going to end up failing. People are going to end up seeing that, you know, you don't belong here. It's like you're going to need to overcome those thoughts and those voices. And imposter syndrome is very, very common. I know I watched like a video about this woman who's like an astrophysicist, a physicist. Is that the word? Yeah, an astrophysicist. If I'm butchering that, sorry. But she is like at the top of her field, and she gave a lecture about imposter syndrome and how like she comes to work like, I don't belong here. Like all these people are going to realize that I'm just a fraud and I'm not good enough for this. And if she has that type of thought process, then just know that it's very common, and that may be something you're overcoming this year. With the rebirth card being here and the concern card being here, I do see that, wait one second. I'm going to write down, I just wanted to take a quick note of what I just said so I don't forget for the title. I'm just going to call it Friends in High Places. Okay, so the next two cards out are the rebirth card and the concern card. So these are your blockages for 2020. So with the rebirth card being here, I feel like some of you, because you are in the process of evolving into this new version of yourself, at first it's going to feel very bizarre. It's going to feel like it's not you. And again, you're going to experience that I don't belong here sort of energy. But honestly, there's really no cure for that. It's just something that you have to push through. It's something that you have to experience and push through that feeling anyway. With repetition and with time, you'll feel that less and less. Like you'll feel less like the old version of you, and you'll feel more comfortable being the new version of you. So it's pretty much like you're reinventing yourself. And in the beginning stages, you feel kind of like, I feel like a fraud almost, because it's a battle between who you used to be and who you are now. So, or who you are becoming. So you'll feel like a fraud somewhat, but that's normal too. That's just something that you're going to have to push through, and repetition is going to help you to feel more at home or more like yourself when it comes to this new version of you. With the concern card being here in reverse, I do feel like some of you are, let me clarify that just to get a clearer message. Oh, okay. Despair. Okay, for some of you there is a, okay, well, this is something that's falling away from you is what I'm hearing. There used to be a fear, or you used to have a very deep-rooted fear of you reaching a level of success or reaching a level of happiness and then having it snatched away from you, which that is a very Scorpio trait. Like Scorpios have the ability to kind of see the dark side of human nature. So whenever there is a good something going on, Scorpios have the ability to see the negative opposite of it. Like when other people see like fame and the glamour behind fame, like, oh, I want to be famous, it's going to be so glamorous and amazing. Scorpios are able to see that other side of it that's ugly, like the public scrutiny, the the lack of privacy. Basically, you get what I'm trying to say. Like Scorpios have the ability to see the dark side of human nature, or the dark side of any situation, which can be a gift and a curse. But for some of you, I feel like it has been working against you, because you have this fear of happiness, because you know on the other side of happiness is extreme despair from losing the happiness. Like if you meet the love of your life, it's like you're imagining how terrible it would be to lose that person, and then it's kind of like you spend a lot of your time fearful of that inevitable outcome. Because I mean, whenever we fall in love, let's be real, we're going to lose the person eventually, because none of us are going to live forever. So sometimes you could have a hard time enjoying things because of the fact that you always see that it's going to end in some way, or you always see the negative opposite side of it. So this year, it looks like some of you are overcoming that. You're learning how to really just enjoy life and enjoy the positive aspects of things without worrying about the negative underside of it, or without worrying about the inevitable ending to it. So I do see that as a positive. Like a lot of you are overcoming that. I'm not sure how you're overcoming it. Some of you could be getting professional help to overcome it, or some of you could just be really just taking hold of your thoughts, and you're really just fed up with not being able to enjoy things because of you thinking about the negative aspect of it. So you being fed up, you're like, you know what, I'm just not even going to think like that no more. Like, I'm going to try my best to think positive. I'm going to try my best to just live in the moment and not to live in the future thinking about how this is going to end or how bad this can go. So that is a positive thing, is what I'm seeing here. It's going to be somewhat of a struggle at first, but again, with repetition, it'll become second nature to you. Now, with the advice for 2020, we have integration and we have the bad health card in the reverse. So with integration card, the integration card being here, this year is a year that you want to focus on maintaining balance. You want to make sure that you're not going to any extremes. Like, you don't want to push yourself and work too hard, but you also don't want to be too lazy and procrastinate to the point where you get nothing done. You know, you don't want to dive headfirst into a relationship with someone you don't know, but then you also don't want to be so standoffish and paranoid about love that you don't date at all. It's all about like finding a happy middle ground in 2020. Nothing too extreme. Make sure you're just trying your best to keep everything balanced. Whenever you do feel yourself going to an extreme, just kind of catch yourself and pull yourself back. I do feel like for some of you, I'm specifically getting something about work. Being a workaholic, be careful of that. I do see some of you having the ability to burn out and not take care of your health because you're working too hard. So just be careful of that. Like, any extremes are just not going to be good this year. You have to try your best to be as balanced as possible. Especially taking care of your body. I'm really seeing that health is going to be big for you this year, that you're needing to take care of your physical, emotional, mental, spiritual health. So you definitely don't want to go to any extremes. You want to stay balanced as much as you can, especially for those of you who've just been through a lot of like negative experiences and a lot of like experiences that have caused you anxiety. It's like your body and your nervous system is really needing rest. Like, there's a lot of tender loving care that is needed in this upcoming year. So if you can pamper if you can pamper yourself as much as possible this year, that would be great. Set aside a day each week where you just really practice self-care and commit yourself to it, because I am seeing that health is something that's important. Make sure that you are going to your doctor's appointments, getting checked out. Just really putting your overall health first and foremost, and making sure that you're staying balanced, because I feel like that will be a way for you to stay balanced. Because once you start to kind of abandon your body and not take care of your health, that's when you can start to fall into extremes. So for example, if you are let's say that you are not taking care of your mental health, then obviously maybe you'll start doing things that are just really detrimental to you because you're trying to cope from not taking care of your mental health. You see what I'm saying? Your mental health is deteriorating, so now you're doing certain things to kind of escape you know, the negative thoughts or the side effects of your mental health, you know, being debilitated or being debilitated by mental health, if that makes sense. Sorry, there's so many messages like racing through my mind right now. That's why I'm speaking so fast, trying to get them all out. But yeah, it's like abandoning and neglecting yourself, and then the result of that leading to you doing certain extreme activities to cope. See what I'm saying? Like, for example, when I start to abandon my mental health, my thoughts become extremely excessive. Like, I start getting really negative thoughts that I have a hard time controlling. So then what I'll do is try to do something that will stop the thoughts. So I'll go to like the extreme of spending a lot of money, like retail therapy, to calm my thoughts down. When in reality, if I would have just taken care of my mental health, then I wouldn't have to do the excessive spending to help with those thoughts. You see what I'm saying? So it's like sometimes not taking care of your health, mental, physical, or whatever version of health or whatever aspect of your health will be the thing that leads you to extreme measures that will just throw you even more off balance. So be very careful of that. All right, Scorpio, so that is it for your 2020 energy reading. Sorry if it felt kind of quick or rushed. Like, I just have so many messages racing through my brain. Like, my intuition has just been crazy lately. But I'm going to finish this over on my Vimeo channel in the extended version. So we will dive into your love life, and then we will dive into your finances. And I'll also do a healing message from Spirit. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you over on my Vimeo channel. The link will be in the description box down below.